What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's your girl, Miss Honey, coming off Labor Day. This is the last day of the holiday celebration. I apologize I am late with this power review, but most of you know by now it's my birthday weekend. Your girl hit it hard. You gonna hear it. You will hear it before this review is over, trust me. But yeah, I had a great weekend. Thank you to everybody that wished me a wonderful happy birthday. I really wasn't expecting a lot from this episode, and the reason why is because last week's episode was kind of epic, although I didn't really take it that way necessarily. Like, everybody was tripping about Kanan being dead, and I don't know, it wasn't really that big of a deal to me. Like, I always wanted Kanan to die anyway, so I was just like, good, you know. To me, it wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, so Kanan's dead. We are ending this season with the next episode. So this is the next to last episode, and this episode I think is 9, and it's called There's a Snitch Amongst Us, which is going to touch on a lot of fronts. Before we get started real good, if you guys are new to my channel, if you're stopping by for the first time, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe bell. Everyone who has subscribed to my channel has been extremely happy, unless they are a hater. If you are a hater by nature, you will not be happy here. Oh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, and hit that bell right next to it. Just give it a ring-a-ding-ding. Give me a thumbs up and comment down below. Let's talk about it. Let's hash it out. Okay, so listen. This episode opens up with Tariq just laying in the bed and listening to all the fanfare on the news about the 4 cops that Kanan killed, and Kanan's death, and how he was dead, and how his son Sean was dead, and they don't know who killed Sean. They bring this up a couple of times, mind you, so it just seems like to me it'll be important at some point. But we've learned, stop trying to weave this show together with logic. Very, very little bit of logic. It's mostly imagination, scotch tape, and pipe dreams. I mean, I don't know if we're ever going to get the old ghost back, and maybe we shouldn't. I don't know. But it opens up with Tariq laying in bed watching this program, and he hears arguing in the background. Of course, it's Tommy and James confronting Tasha, and she's sitting on the edge of the sofa, on the sofa arm, and Ghost and Tommy are just giving it to her. What for? Now, James has brought Tommy there because he also wants to prove to Tommy that he didn't do that. That it wasn't true what Kanan said. He didn't have Kanan killed. That it was Tasha that had it all set up. And Tariq comes out, and I mean, it's just I don't even see why they try to make him go back to school. I mean, he come out the door with the fucks and motherfuck, you know what I'm saying, and got D, and just, I mean, he just doing whatever he want to do at this point. So him and Ghost, you know, Ghost tell him he need to watch his mouth, and he was like, I wanted to do it. I took one for the team. I did it for the family, and you know, I really like Kanan, so I did take one for the team. So how about a little respect? And I mean, every other word is effing this, effing that, you know, da 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 da. And Ghost finally just gets in his face. Now, he doesn't really mind doing this, so I shouldn't even say finally. He has a problem with showing his son genuine love and affection, but he don't have no problem getting in Tariq's face and telling him, do it again, say it again, see what I knock you out. You know, he just kind of gets to it with Tariq. Now, he ain't drunk this time, so Tariq is not going to get an opportunity to sling him all around the living room. And Tariq realizes, okay, my dad's kind of, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he sends Tariq on back to his room, get your stuff together. I'm taking you to the train station. Takes him down to the train station, and Tariq was like, you need to teach me the game, dude. You need to teach me the game. I'm taking one for the team. I know how to pull weight. I know your shit ain't all roses, mine ain't either, and neither one of us gonna play this game and play this facade no more. So just go ahead and teach me the game and bring me in on the family business. And Ghost tell him he'd rather see him dead than to bring him into this life. And Tariq is like, whatever, dude. And Ghost sends him on in, and he has one last smart thing to say. I can't think of what it was, but whatever it was, I remember thinking I would take a running leap and put my foot so deep in his spinal cord. When I tell you, I would have kicked him dead in his back and just straight fought him like he wasn't even my son. What you not about to do? You not about to come out your mouth any kind of way at me. I'm not having that. You not finna stand toe to toe with me, face to face with me, and you think you gonna cuss me out? I don't care how wrong I am. I will bam, elbow you dead to your jaw, sir. Dead to your jaw. I don't know why Ghost just don't knock him out. Just knock him out one good time and then bring him around. Come on. Come on. Put a little cold water in his face and say, now you just got knocked out. Okay, because you came out your mouth slick. I want you to meditate on that minute, and now we're going to talk. But no, you think you're going to put your problem on the train, Ghost, and send him on down the way. Well, Tariq don't even get on the train. Tariq don't even get on the train. Tariq get off the train and slip his way around there to Vince. He walk in the door speaking Italian. He want Vince to put him on. You help continue to provide me the weight, the protection, whatever he there for, because he got all the weight. He got the pills and all that stuff. He can push that no problem at school. But the other drugs, he need help getting rid of those drugs. And so Vincent reluctantly puts him on, says, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it for you. Ridiculous. But everybody seems to admire this criminal element, Tariq. Everybody considers him, with the exception of Tasha and I think James. Everybody seems to admire this side of Tariq. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like this is his ultimate destiny, and it can't be changed in any way. Like, anyway, then he tells him, you know where I can get a fake ID. Later on, Tariq goes down to the morgue and claims Kanan's ashes, uses this fake ID to claim Kanan's ashes. Now, so I'm not really sure what he changed his name to, or if he kept his same name and just changed his age. But it seemed like to me they need some proof that you the next of kin. You don't have the same last name. It was just weird. Anyway, he got his ashes. I guess he gonna do what for that. So that's Tariq. Tariq almost got windmill and stomped into the ground. He working with Vince now, and he got Kanan's ashes. Let's move forward. Okay, so then let's talk about Dre. Y'all know I forgot to mention last week that Tommy and James put Diego's head in the club freezer over at Dre's, and so he got found out. The head was found, was all over the news. The police been there, and he's standing before Alicia, and Alicia is not happy. Baby, when I tell you she going off, she's like, it brought it back to our doorstep. I'm gonna get shot in the street. I couldn't have this. And he was like, no, we're gonna fix this. She was like, what I brought you in for was to be a bridge over our business into international waters. All you have brought me so far is headache and strife. And she tells him that he is no longer number one. It is now Cristobal. He's like, what? She was like, exactly. He's your boss now. And she storms on out. So Dre goes and sits down and has a little conversation with Cristobal, and they having drinks, and he pretending to be friendly. I'm not really sure if Cristobal is still operating with a fully functional brain, but you was with him when he plotted and went behind multiple people's backs, including Arturo. And now you're gonna sit here and think this man gonna clink glasses with you and he ain't plotting revenge on you. But then we see a little bit later on when Cristobal and Elisa in the hotel room, we see that it's different. But meanwhile, the conversation that Cristobal and Dre sitting there talking, and he lets on that he thinks that Alicia Jimenez might want to get a little bit of his Hispanic jump. So Dre just plays along with it. How he later on goes and after he gets a visit from Angela, where she low-key threatens him and tells him he has to do, he needs to take WITSEC protection and turn a dime on the Jimenez cartel, and she gonna help him out with the WITSEC. He'll be under her protection. He ain't no snitch. She's like, well, what about your family? Get him to thinking, how can I mix this, save my family situation, save myself situation, and bring this revenge upon Cristobal and Alicia? How can I do this? So he later on goes to see Angela at her apartment and tells her that he is, you say you can protect me, right? And she is like, yeah, but you gotta give me something substantial. Listen, they doing a drop tonight. Her and a distro gonna be together at this address. I thought you was the distro. And he was like, don't worry about all that. Just be here at this address and you gonna get what you need. He walks off smiling. When Angela busts in, it is right at the moment that Cristobal was finna give Alicia Jimenez the one-eyed wonder enchilada. And they come in. She get a phone call first. It's a dead number, like click, and she's like, what? It must have been signal for something, meaning you gonna be raided and finna be put on you. They come in, they arrest her. Her and Angela go back and forth about, you know, you going to jail. Go to hell. You go to hell. You gonna be buried in jail. I already got it cleared. I can arrest you, so you gonna ride in jail. You go to hell, bitch. You go to hell. Oh, they get carted on out of them. So Dre has got all of these things cooking. He got all of these things in the mix. He doesn't really seem like he's worried too much about this Queen's Child project. I remember Proctor had already said Angela is going to be the best target if y'all want to get the St. Patrick's. She's the connection to everything. So everybody, including the feds, want to get Angela. At the same time, they trying to bring Tommy Egan down and his empire, and James St. Patrick as well, and they think that Angela is the linchpin. So this episode, they spent a little bit of time kind of setting up booby traps, you know, leaving little breadcrumbs. When we first see them, they act like they gonna let it go. They act like just, you don't have enough proof. They tell IA Blanca to go on back to her precinct and don't worry about this. She been bested by Angela, and IA Blanca's like, never mind. Thank you very much for your time. Goodbye. She goes on like she done dropped it. Some tells me she has not. And she also tells Mox and Stacks that they don't have nothing. Move forward. Try to get what they can get on this Tommy Egan and move on along with it. Or rewind back a little bit. After James leaves Tasha, him and Tommy, he dropped Tariq off at the train station. He goes to see Angela. And when he goes to see her, he is just so whiny. Now he's standing over Tasha telling her, you put our son in danger. How could you do this? And waka waka, block, 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 block. You know, he's just giving it to her and just standing over and just, you know, hollering at her and just being demonstrative. This is what he does with Tasha. He doesn't really feel like he owes her any respect, any kindness whatsoever. But when he gets over to Angela's house, he is just like, how could you do this, Angela? Why would you do this, Angela? I gotta find a way to trust you now, Angela. I was like, did y'all get this ninja a tissue? This ninja's about to cry up in here. Like, what is going on with you, sir? You treat Tasha like shit. You talk to Tasha like shit, and then you come over here and whine and plead with Angela, and she is like, we could get this. You wouldn't listen. You wouldn't. You acted like you didn't understand. You always want to do things your way. I figure after all of this blows over, we can all just be together as sister wives and husband. You know, and he was like, I just got to find a way to trust you again. And he goes on out. I was like, well, she got off easy because Tasha got all kinds of spittle and tartar in her face. All right. Anywho, she goes to see Dre, threatens Dre. She gets this big win on the Jimenez by getting Alicia Jimenez locked up, and she is talking in front of everybody, and she is feeling really, really good. This is a win for all of us. Then we see her go into I don't think that was her office, although it was set up like her office. Like, why would you have the files with the pictures and stuff on your desk in your office? So she had to been looking through somebody else's office, looking through their file on their desk, and she took a picture of Stacks and Mock with Therese, 2 different pictures. She took a picture with her phone. Then she calls in Mock and ask him, you know, I'm your boss, you tell me who this CI is. He tells her who the CI is, and then she immediately goes home and tell Jamie. So when they bring her into the room, and this is the setup, this is how the same way they fire you, by the way. They tell you, like, you going to a meeting, and when you get where you going, you realize it's your last day. Tell her she was set up. He dropped the name to her, and now the name that was dropped for that CI is gone. Okay, it's dead, and it's a problem, and he want to know. They telling her they gonna charge her with conspiracy. Well, she was like, "What proof do you have?" Nah. You're going down. You best to tell us all that you know about James St. Patrick and this whole organization, or you are going down. So when she finds out that they gonna charge her with conspiracy, they got the drop on her. They know she released this CI's name and all of this stuff. She's spiraling. She don't know what to do. But she has been to the St. Patrick School of Scheming and Lies. So something tells me she's not gonna go down without a fight. Keisha almost gets her neck snapped when she tells Tommy she not cut out for this life. She not cut out for this life. They done had this talk with you, girl. They done had this talk with you. This comes with the territory. You're gonna have to be a liar. You're gonna have to be a dry snitcher. You're gonna have to be a reporter. You're gonna have to be a recorder. You're gonna have to be a carrier. All of that. This is your life now. If you get in deep with this, is your life now. You can forget your son. You can forget your business. You can forget all of that. Okay, all of that will belong to the dark side. Well, when she tells Tommy this, that she not cut out for this, he was like, well, I mean, are you sure? And she is like, no, I'm not going to do this. And she was like, well, maybe if it was for you, because she's saying, if you tell me the truth and you up front with me and you don't blindside me, I will help you. But Tasha, she feel like blindsided her. And so she also tells him, I thought we weren't going to talk to them no more and hang there with no more when he tell her where he was. So they trying to push this whole relationship. I was like, poor Keisha. Proctor is being confronted. He's being confronted by Mock and Stacks again. They want to know what he know about the Angela situation. They want him to wear a wire. And he's like, you crazy. You can get me this bar, you this bar, all of us this bar. All of us will be in the unemployment line. And they tell him, look, you got to do this. We don't want to hear it. We can make your life miserable. Do you want your daughter to go to a crackhead? You want your daughter to go to a cokehead? And he is like, look, I tell you what, I'm gonna wear this wire for you. Whether I get some or not, you guys have to agree and put it in writing that you're gonna leave me alone. You're not gonna ask me no more, and you're gonna leave me out of it going forward. And you can't charge me, and you can't disbar me. And so Martin was like, I don't know if we can make a magic contract that have all that in it, but I'll look into it. Later on, when they bring him the wire and get him suited up and booted up to go in there and talk to Ghost, he want the contract. He want the paperwork. So they give him the paperwork. He read over it real brief. I mean, it's about your career. It's about life and death. It's about who get your baby. All of this, but you just give it a brief once over. Okay, whatever. But it don't even matter. Shout out to Mike B. So, you know, he goes in, talks to Ghost, and he's making conversation, and he decides to rather loudly write on a napkin that says, I'm wearing a wire. And Ghost is like, what are we talking about here? What? And he asked him a couple of questions about this whole Sandoval thing, and Sandoval being killed, and all of this stuff. And Ghost just skates around, and he really wants him to, well, how do you think people know? How do you think it was found out? James does not implicate Angela at all. He just doesn't do it. It is against what Proctor wants. Proctor wants him to turn himself up, cut Angela off, turn Angela up. Let's get out from underneath this succubus. When he gets the final word from Ghost on the fact that it's not Angela, it must have been somebody else. He don't know who, and he doesn't know why, and just everything. He takes the pin out of the wire, and Ghost damn near drops him over the side of the railing onto the ground in his death below. And he's just telling him, like I said, you got to get out from under this succubus. She's going to take us all down, sir. She's going to take us all down. They threaten me. They threatening other people too. Trust me, you're going to have to give this girl up. This is what they want. Of course, Ghost don't want to hear it. So that's Proctor Keisha. Tate also comes to see Ghost, and he lets Ghost know he is not finna be at his beck and call. And Ghost wants him to go over the whole dedication ceremony and the situation. He want a plaque for Raina. He want a name on the side of the building. He want to be able to cut the ribbon. He wanted to be, he wants to be a great thing, And at the same time that Tate can make his announcement about his gubernatorial run. And so Tate is like, I got everything handled. You ain't got to worry about all that, and woo, and don't worry about this, and don't worry about that. And Ghost is like, look, just calm down. Just calm down. It's not the worst thing in the world that you could be. You know what I'm saying? Is that somebody beck and call underneath somebody's thumb. You know what I'm saying? As he low-key threatens him, and Tate says to him, we both know it's not the worst thing you could be now, right? And when he turns and walks off, Ghost is like, what the blob? Now remember, in the first season, nobody knew Ghost from James. They either knew Ghost or they knew James, but they didn't know Ghost was James. We see in this episode he being called Ghost left and right. Okay, he basically, he doesn't get called Ghost, but when Tate makes this comment, it implies that he knows that he is secretly Ghost. Okay, so when Angela gets the information about who Terese is and how they have this information on Terese, of course she takes it straight to Jamie. Jamie sees the pictures. He knows what's going on. He's got to figure a way to expose Terese to Tommy, have Tommy kill Terese, but not necessarily implicate himself, because he knows whatever he brings Tommy, Tommy's going to be like, I can't trust you, because they had this huge conversation about trust, right? Terese gets a visit from Mox and Stacks, and he wants, Stacks is like, look, we need some information. The information you gave us about the guard being killed, you knew it wasn't going to pan out. You knew there wasn't any film. All of this, you better give us something or you going back to jail. And of course, he lets them know that Connie's in the hospital. Connie's on hospice. Of course, they don't care. So after he talks to Tommy here and there in Tommy's warehouse, him and Sammy, they find out that now we're gonna talk about Tommy too. Now they find out that Tommy, the source, the jailhouse source that they had for moving their weight has dried up. There's a snitch. Where's the snitch? We can't find the snitch. Who's snitching? Sam is upset. He is going off on Tommy. We already know why, because Tommy's basically replacing him in Terese's life. And Tommy's being petty, and calling his Terese daddy. Can I get you a drink? Trying to piss Sammy off the more. When Sammy and Terese are having dinner a little bit later on, lunch, Terese tells him that, he doesn't understand what's going on. Why you acting so sour? Why you being so salty today? And he tells him, I'm just going to tell you straight up and down. Some of the guys and I have been talking. We don't trust Tommy. We think he might be the snitch. We think you need to handle this. It's just ruining us. It's putting a damper on our money, on our friendship, the whole nine. And Teresa was like, I'm going to get rid of Tommy. Don't worry. I'll take care of Tommy. He really is not going to do it. One, because of what Connie said. And two, because he's starting to really like Tommy, right? So later on, when Teresa making a phone call down to Mox and Stacks, and he's giving them the 411, he's giving them 411 straight up and down on James. He got something he want to tell them. He got something he want to show them. He is going to prove to them that James is ghost, and this is why. And they say, well, what about Tommy Egan? He says out loud, Tommy Egan has nothing to do with this. I couldn't find any information on Tommy Egan, so you're going to have to settle for this juicy juice I got on James St. Patrick. Well, Sammy walks up while he's talking about it. He's like, what the heck? We just talked about this, that you got to do Tommy in. Like, it's no good for us. And he is like, I almost took a bullet for you and all of this. And we talked about it. And you lied in my face. And I don't understand what's going on. You're not the person I rolled out for them 20 years you was in jail and woo. And Tommy comes around the corner. He's like, what the heck is going on? And as Sammy goes to turn around and tell Tommy what the heck is going on, Tariq pulls a knife and stabs him and kills him. And then Tariq pressures Tommy and tells Tommy, get some garbage bags and help me hide the body. Now, one of the reasons why you're going to always have to help your daddy hide the body is because he know where your bodies is buried. But James knows now that Tariq is in fact 110% without a shadow of a doubt that he is a snitch. So he formulates this plan that he gonna go to Vince and talk to Vince. Now, mind you, Tariq has already been to see Vince. He don't seem like he know that James is Tariq's daddy, but he does reference James having gone and shot up the club, and James clears that up and then tells him why he's there. He tells him that it was Kanan that was doing all of that, which is why he's dead now. He tells him that these are the pictures. This is Tommy Tariq. He's a snitch. I can't tell Tommy myself, even though we good friends, because we have a complicated situation right now. But I expect you to handle this, and it will be good for your business and mine. When Tommy goes to see Vince tells him, you got to get rid of your daddy. You got to get rid of your daddy. And Tommy's like, what are you talking about? He's a snitch. Shows him the pictures and gives him all the information. And when Tommy gets back in the car, he's got his dad in the car. And they driving along and he being quiet. So Tariq asked him why he being so quiet, and he just decides he gonna let him know that he know he a snitch. You never did tell me why you got out of jail. And Tommy Tariq tells him a lie, and Tommy just lets him know, I know you're lying. I know you a snitch. And he kind of confesses to it. He taking him to see Connie. And when they get where they going, he let Tariq get out, go inside, and see Connie for the last time. And Tariq tells Connie that, you know, not only that he loves her, but that he's not going to turn Tommy in. He's not going to snitch on Tommy. And she is relieved because that means Tommy will be there to take care of his daddy, Tariq. And then he leaves. He ain't there but a few minutes, and he leaves. When he leaves, he thinks about the exit, but he don't take the exit. Instead, he goes back downstairs and gets in the car with his son. Now, it was poignant, I guess, in a moment that Tommy let Tariq get out of the car, because he didn't know he wasn't going to run. It was part of him that probably felt like he wanted his daddy to run. He didn't want to have to do this. He didn't want to have to kill his dad. And so when they get back home, Tariq is trying to explain to Tommy. He tries to explain in the car to Tommy, but Tommy's like, you should probably be quiet. You should probably stop talking. It was weird. I didn't understand why he didn't just keep persevering through and just tell him what his plan was. He did tell him that he was going to snitch on him, but he fell in love with him, you know, as his son, and he decided not to do it. Tommy still wasn't feeling, you know, good about the moment. He pulls out a bag like with money and a gun in it, like as if to say, you can let me go, like I'm gonna get out of here and no one's ever gonna see me again. And I don't think he put that gun in his waistband. I think he left it in the bag. I don't think he pulled it to use it. I think he really thought he could talk Tommy out of not killing him, and Tommy cool smooth killed him. He cool smooth killed his daddy, and took his body and laid it on in the graveyard next to the headstone, bleeding. So Connie gonna die, and the last time she saw her husband is the last time she saw her husband. This is how they ended up trapping Angela, because they found the body of Tariq, and this is what they did. They confronted her about it because now he's dead. Okay, so that's what that whole thing was about. When Tommy leaves from killing his daddy, he go and see Ma. And Ma's in the bed doing scratch offs. And he tells her the whole story. You was right about me not trusting daddy, and I had to kill him. And she tells him, you did the right thing. You always was too trusting. I mean, he's crying. He's upset. His heart is really, really broken in this moment. I feel bad for Tommy. James St. Patrick, like I said, he's trying to be as ghost as he possibly can be, but the fact that he's not handling this situation with Tariq with any balls, that's one sign that he's not ready to be ghost. The fact that everybody knows that he's ghost is a sign that he is not ready to be ghost again, if ever. I just don't know. I think he can control and he can handle a lot of stuff, but he cannot necessarily handle what Tariq is going to be doing to him in next season. So Teresa and Sammy are both out of the picture. They won't be with us in next episode or next season. So we're going to see who else is going to catch it. Will it be Proctor? Will it be Keisha? And we hear before Cristobal and Alicia got busted, Alicia said that Dre was about revenge. He's all about revenge. And Cristobal was like, no, I think he's afraid of you. I'm like, he is vengeful and he's afraid of her. He's afraid that she's going to take him out, especially after seeing Arturo being set on fire alive. But you guys tell me what you think. Put it down below. If I missed anything, put it down below. But that is power. You tell me what you think. Let's talk about it. Tariq, I'm telling you, if you just monkey stomp him out. If you would just monkey stomp Tariq out, okay, go ahead and give him up the monkey stomping of his life. I think you'll see a better Tariq. I really do. I think you'll see at least a little bit more humble Tariq. It might be false humility, but he gonna know how to act around me. That's all I gotta say about that. Okay, you guys, until next time. Mwah, mwah, mwah.